If you're looking to save on your monthly payment, this is one for you. We're out here at an awesome community from Mattamy Homes. This is Landmarke, and we're looking at the Ruby collection. Now, the model home we're looking at today is the mahogany, and they have a few available under $700,000 finished. And some of the deals are offering right now 6% of the base price to use toward that interest rate buy down. And if you close before October, you get an additional 5% of the base price. So 11%, use that to buy down your interest rate closing costs. A lot of great deals going on right now. Obviously you have to use their lender, things like that. But this is a newer community, only a few months old, and is already gaining in some popularity. Now it's a Santan Valley address, but Queen Creek utilities. Now this home is a 2-story, it's a 4-bedroom, a flex, loft, 3.5 bath, 3-car, side turn garage, and a little over 3,300 square feet. Base price ranges from $622,990 to $634,990. And as I mentioned, you can buy a finished home for under $700,000. They have one available under $670,000. So if that's what you're looking for, this is a great option. Now what I love about this home is just the space and just looking at the cabinets. I love that they took them all the way to the ceiling, and the contrast with the light countertops, lighter backsplash, and that dark cabinet really does go well together. Just kind of gives that luxury feel without that luxury price tag. All things considered, I know some of you, not that $700,000, $660,000 is cheap, but for a brand new home in Arizona, it's looking that way. And now, out here, as this community starts to develop, the prices will start to increase, and those incentives will most likely start to fade. And this is my first time coming out to this community, and they have 2 different collections, quite a few floor plans to choose from. Now, this one we're looking at today, they have not featured in the East Valley before, so it's pretty neat to see some of the homes that they haven't featured out here. Now, the other collection, they have, and I've done videos of those out in Santan, but this collection has not been featured out here, at least the floor plans, that is. Now, maybe over in Peoria or Surprise, if you're looking over there at Mattamy Homes, they have, but not over here. Now, the lot sizes are going to range in this community from 6,000 square feet, to 7,500. They even have some around 9,000. So it's going to be, case by case. But one more look here, just how nice and open this is. I love that they have 2 doors that get you outside to that nice covered patio. And this is the model, so obviously the backyard is done, looks great. I want to peek real quick back here again, just to kind of show you all the storage and countertop space you have. They just did a really good job with designing this one. And as I've mentioned before in other videos, I'm always looking. Even though I love my house, I love my neighborhood, but I always have an eye out. And the floor plans out of this collection I love. Just for the space, it would fit well with my family, with my daughters, dog, girlfriend. It's a lot to love about this community. And I love this bedroom right here, really because it has its own private bathroom, especially with so many of my friends and family being in Illinois, other parts of the country. I feel like we have visitors monthly. This would be a great spot to stick them if one of my kids didn't snag this room first. And so many of you, my clients and viewers, you're also relocation. So if you move here, you'll understand exactly what I mean. Not a lot of people want to visit here in July and August, but November through March becomes a popular spot. I'm gonna look at that nice big island. And that pool is definitely nice today, because it's 115, 116. And we've been pretty lucky so far this summer in Arizona. I haven't had a ton of days over 110, but this week is definitely going to be a hot one. So honestly, as soon as I get done here and go train, it is right into the pool for me. We're gonna head upstairs to the loft and see the remaining bedrooms, and I'll go outside and I'll show you that lot space. So I love how nice and big this area is too. But the incentives that are being offered, it really is a nice benefit, especially with rates, even though they have dropped this week, but it's still a major sticking point for a lot of people in today's market because home prices are still very expensive and high rates aren't helping any. Now wait till you see the size of these bedrooms. Plenty of room here. And I love this little kind of a cutout. Little desk there, dresser, TV. Now the closet is small. There's no way to get around it. Just a very standard basic closet. And then right across the hall here, passing the bathroom, is the other bedroom. And this one's also pretty good size. And like I say at the end of every video, if you have questions, you want more details on something, just shoot me a message. Like, literally, my contact is all in the description, phone number, email, Instagram. A lot of you end up following me over there. We communicate there. And especially if you want to work together and go over that entire process, what that looks like, make sure you're taken care of. And if you have any other communities, areas, homes, price points you want to see, you can shoot me a direct message or just leave it in the comments and I'll note that for the next time I'm doing videos. And a lot of you think I only work the East Valley. I live in the East Valley, but that's not all I work. I sell literally all over. I have clients up in Surprise, Peoria, Buckeye, even down in Casa Grande, Coolidge. But there's so much development and new builds and homes to go shoot here in the East Valley. If I don't have to drive much further, then honestly, I just don't. There's so many people and businesses coming here. And it's funny when people are like, oh, the market's gonna crash. Market's not gonna crash. These builders and developers are still building. Now, especially we had a almost 50% growth after 2020 in home prices. We have had some pullback, but really it's not substantial enough to make it that big of a difference. And then if interest rates fall, 5.5, I suspect home prices are going to go up that much more because there's so many people just sitting and waiting. And then once those interest rates become more affordable, people want to enter the buying pool again. And it's not going to be how it was in 2021, but it's going to just make that market move that much faster. So when people ask what the market is right now, and honestly, to me, it just feels normal. I've been in the business for 13 years now, and to me, it just feels just like a normal market. Not a buyer's market, not a seller's market. Yeah, there's going to be pockets, price points that favor one over the other, but it just feels normal. Yeah, we have had a huge influx of inventory. So in some ways, it is leaning more of a buyer's market. But if a home is priced right, it's a nice home in a good area, it's going to sell. But it's getting sellers on board of what their home is actually worth and making sure they know it's not 2021 anymore. But these builders want to sell the homes, and thank goodness it's not 2020 anymore, where builders were doing lotteries to see if you could even get into buy a home. And now they're offering all these incentives. So what do you think of this one? You have some questions, make sure you reach out. All my contact info is below. Like I said, more importantly, watch that next tour. It's Rich Brecklin with Real Broker, and this is Arizona Home Tours.